Hello my friends, I'm Rich Larson and I'm the RC Tire Guy. Today we've got a continuation of the Pro versus Joe episodes that we've done in the past, featuring Adam Does Dirt Bikes and James Flynn. As we get the Hard Enduro series winding up this year, I figured what better way than to help you guys out by watching some average rider get through some of these technical sections at Donner Hard Enduro and kind of compare to what James Flynn, our Pro IRC rider, does. This is going to be a lot of fun, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get into it.
So this is the second section that we're at, and this was after the first split. So this was a pro-only line.
Yeah, pro-only line, but I figured, you know, it's probably worth having Adam go up. It's pretty techy. There's some switchbacks. There's some rocks that you kind of have to blip up, you know, do a double blip or jazz zap, whatever you want to call it. Good techie section. I'm excited what the differences are going to be between the two of us and how Rich is going to break it down. All right, we got Adam saddling up for this section. He's going to do dirt bikes his entire way up this. It's going to be good.
Oh, I get it now. James has said that twice, and I was like, what are you talking about, do dirt bikes? Adam Does Dirt Bikes. Follow him. He's a good dude. He's got a rad YouTube following and Instagram as well. Adam's a good dude. Good sport for doing this too. Nice, above the bike. Oh, sat down. There we go. That's good. Adam's trying to stay above the machine, getting his butt above that bike and stepping, trying to plan those grabs. Spinning there. So look at, even there, like, he came around that corner and he just kind of rushed into it. And if he just took a second longer and set himself up, he'd be in a better position. You know, you always want to kind of stop and make sure, or as you're approaching, make sure you kind of plan where you want to put that rear tire to help you get that momentum. You can see he spun on that first little reset, and those seconds are so valuable in a race. Okay. Oh, yeah, like right there, he should have came in a little bit and tried to float that front across that little ditch there. A little more momentum, a little bit more load, and just trying to be light across that stuff. That's that confidence that's so hard to teach. In the hole now. Okay, already. Yeah. Look at how much he spun getting up that. Just taking another second, backing that bike up 5 inches. As soon as that rear tire is up against an obstacle, it's going to grip briefly up the obstacle. It'll move up a few inches, but then it'll drop because of gravity and immediately start to spin. So understanding that if you can just pull that bike back 5 inches, you can get a little bit better of a drive. He was able to push up over that, but that spinning tire, I mean, that is wasted energy and wasted knobs, right? It's a JX8 he's running there, I think. Setting up. Same thing right there. You can see, as soon as he tries to go, his rear tire is against an obstacle. He's trying to go, and that rear tire is just going to grab, lift, and then drop again or lose traction and spin, especially on this stuff. It's so loose, and there's so much dirt on top of this granite. It's definitely going to be slick. Spinning again there. So look at, yeah, there you go. Now he's backing up. Now he's on top of that rock, and see that little bit of downhill from that rock that he set up on is going to help him get up and over. Oh, no, back to the same place. So, and now if you look, his front tire is pushing up against that boulder to his right? So this is also somewhat of a side hill, right? So it's kind of a side hill. He's got to make this almost 90-degree turn up. Now, you can see here, there's a lot of gaps, there's a lot of ruts, there's a lot of dirt on top of these rocks. Obviously confidence coming in, being able to hold it. But one thing that you're gonna see here is his bike, you know, your bike is 7 feet long. So to keep both tires on the ground, you need a lot of area to be able to completely turn your machine. In this situation, I'm looking here and I'm thinking, man, I would probably wheelie. I would get up, you know, find a place to start my traction and go straight to the rear tire and float it around this corner. And there's a reason for that. It's the same as if I'm on flat ground and I'm turning around 180 degrees. If I keep both tires on the ground and I turn around 180 degrees, it's going to take me 10 feet to do that, right? Whereas if I pivot turn, I can literally do a complete 180 degree turn in less than a foot, right? So the understanding here that obviously, one wheel, you can make a tighter turn. If he's floating that rear or floating that front tire, he's going to be missing every obstacle in front of the front tire, which is going to compress that suspension and de-weight the rear, losing traction. And also, it's going to minimize his overall turning radius. I know I'm getting really complicated here, but that's the thing about hard enduros. The best guys, they'll sit on that rear tire, especially when it starts to get, you start to get into you know, crevices and ruts. You float that front tire and you take up so much less room and you're maximizing the traction on the rear tire. So here he's going to have to really, you'll probably see, he'll probably have to run it really deep and kind of work it over and then go. Whereas if you could just keep that front tire up, you're minimizing the track that you need and make it a lot easier. Let's see what he does. Okay, setting up a little deeper. Yeah, there you go, running it deep. And now working it over. Whereas, like, I'm telling you, you could probably wheelie that complete thing. A lot of spin and reset. Reset, Adam. Pull that bike back. He's got it back enough now. There you go. Even there, he could have backed up a little bit more. Okay. Fatigue. See, you're working so much harder. He's doing a good job. I mean, this is obviously a technical section. Sounds like the amateurs didn't have to race this, so set yourself up here. Oh, see that? So, oh boy. So that was what I was talking about earlier. A lot of times riders will get halfway up the obstacle and sit because they don't quite have that confidence. As soon as you sit, the front tire starts to wheelie and you get close to wheeling over. And you saw he had to chop because if he wouldn't have, he would have wheelied over. So staying on that peg, staying above the machine, trying to drive that weight, and again, stay above the machine so you can counteract is so much better. When you have at least one foot on the peg, you can maximize your movement. And this game is about movement. Kickstarter. Okay, back that thing up. There you, come on, pull it back. Okay, it looks like he's doing it. There you go, that's a better position, way better. Right, so you can work that as kind of a puzzle. Pull that bike back, set yourself up. There you go, look at that, 1 foot on the peg, 10 times better. Especially in situations like this, there's a time and a place to sit, but as you can see, that worked way better than it did.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is how you properly do dirt bikes.
Doing dirt
I
bikes
think
again.
I may have put some pressure on James now. He's worried that I might be doing it faster than him.
It's really funny. Look at James, dude. Feet on, little floater there. Pivot turn. Boom, beautifully. Even just right there, that pivot. He small pivot, making sure he's always weighting the downhill peg. You watch, he enters, he has his right foot on the peg. As he makes that turn, steps off the ground, changes to his left foot. Right foot goes to the upside of the hill now because we've changed directions. And now he's using that just for balance. He's not weighting that right peg, he's weighting the peg of the machine. Sorry, he's not weighting that right foot, he's weighting the peg of the machine. Look at that, beautiful. Carrying momentum, boom. Floating across that gap. That Adam, okay, pause, there you go. That's a perfect place to pause. Exactly what I was saying. If you can wheelie, if you can hold that bike up, it minimizes the overall turning radius of the machine. Learning how to ride on the rear tire is so, so important. And obviously James is very comfortable with that. So as soon as he got there, he used a little bit of rebound and just put that tire straight up. So see, now he doesn't have to run it deep like Adam did. He's able to quickly make that transition to the right, that kind of half pivot, 90-degree turn. And now he'll be able to float up and almost get to the exact same place that Adam was when he set up for the final bit of the section. So obviously you can see here, I mean, James has been going for 10 seconds. He's already, a quarter of the time that Adam took. And it's nothing against Adam. Adam's a killer rider, a well above average rider. But this just shows how good these top dudes are. Boom. Little bit of spin there. James is able to just kind of lug it up. Okay, now look, pull that bike back, James. A little bit far, see that? Pulled it a little far, but no big deal. Look at Dude. See that drive too, driving the weight into the machine. Again, with James there, you see, he pulls his bike back, maybe a little far, but it didn't matter. He has so much balance, and this is why I preach balance so much. It's so hard to hit an obstacle if you're out of balance. It's so hard to do anything if you're out of balance. I mean, that was one of the main things on the first slab that Adam made a mistake on. Not only was he going too fast, he was like getting pulled to the left. He was a little bit out of balance. And it's hard to do anything right if you're correcting your balance. All you can do is correct your balance, right? Whereas James is just in the center of that machine, driving that way. Again, you see that movement, that circular movement with his body. Hips back, drives them in, and then kind of does this scoop with his knees and his hips. It's beautiful to watch. Super, super clean section. Again, it took 10 seconds, whereas Adam took a little bit longer. So that was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. We've got a few more of these coming at you. And yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as follow us on Instagram at IRCMoto, my personal Instagram page at RichLarson511. And until next time, keep shredding.